Hello, my pretties. It's the Lion Queen here. Welcome to episode Shadows of Pretties in episode 251. Now, I haven't talked about any of the Halo games in quite a while. I think the last time I talked about was Halo 4, but today I'm going to be, before I get to Halo 5 Guardians, I'm going to be saying right now I will not do any reviews of the Halo Wars games because I've not played those games. And to be fair, I'm not really a fan of them, to be honest. I'm being brutally honest, but however, Halo Infinite, I will consider that once I play it, but for now on, I'm just going to leave it alone until I play it, because I don't plan to review it until I play it for myself. So anyways, today we're going to be reviewing Halo ODST. It's basically a 2009 first-person shooter game developed by Bungie, published by Microsoft Game Studios, and of course, it's been known to a part of the Halo franchise. It's pretty much a side game, and this game is pretty much takes place during and after the events of Halo 2. In the game's campaign mode, pretty much the players explored a ruined city known as New Mombasa, which basically to discover what happened to their missing teammates in the midst of the alien invasion during the firefight. So pretty much it takes place around before Halo 3. And this is actually a pretty interesting game because you're not playing in this game you're not playing like characters like the Master Chief or anything like that. In this one you're playing as basically as the ODST member, which is the Marine, which is it's kind of different than compared to, pretty much the ODSTs don't pose as best armor and advanced reflexes as the Master Chief can. However, they cannot jump high or move fast or survive large falls, pretty much like Master Chief can. However, the damage absorbing energy shield has the game recharging stamina mechanic. So yeah, that's pretty much the only differences in downfall, which I thought it was disappointing because I used to I was used to, playing as, Master Chief, but when I go ahead and play this game, I'm like, wow, it's very different compared to how Master Chief plays. So, the plot of it is pretty interesting. And even though I really wished it would have taken place, around maybe after Halo 3 or something. But at the same time, the fact that this takes place during the events of Halo 2 and before Halo 3, but after Halo 2 as well, this is actually quite interesting. I really do like the fact that it's like an interesting concept because basically the plot of the game is basically about the ODST such as Dutch, Romeo, and Mickey discussing the Covenant's supercarrier above the New Mombasa. With Rookie fast asleep nearby, Buck arrives and introduces Dare to, well, Romeo. But of course, Romeo wakes the rookie up and the team enter their HEVs to drop through the atmosphere. But however, though, the tragedy missed the ship due to classified mission, as she has for the team. So basically, the Covenant ship enters a slip space with the UNSC ship that can be seen pulling alongside it, sending a shockwave towards the ODSTs, and the rookie's pod collides with Mickey's and crashes into a building on the ground, knocking him unconscious for 6 hours. Eventually, when he awakens, he proceeds to go find clues into what happened to his squad mates, hoping that they would be alive. Eventually, Buck makes a rough landing after dropping fights through the Covenant forces to find Dare. However, Dare has vanished without a trace when he arrives at her drop pod, leaving behind her only helmet, which has later been found by the rookie. Buck finds Romeo, and instead, the two of them resolve to find the others pretty much and get out of the city. Dutch then drops nearby a nature preserve and helps the Marines fight there, while Mickey commanders a tank fights along his way at Nimbasa Belvillard, meeting up with Dutch, who defended an Oni base from the Covenant, destroying the facility to keep it from being captured. They are evacuated by the police dropship to make contact with Buck, who is arranging a revenance at the police headquarters, but unfortunately are shut down. Buck and Romeo then rescue Dutch and Mickey, but Romeo eventually gets seriously wounded. So the squad hijackers and the Covenant dropship, but instead of leaving the city, Buck decides to have them turn back to find Dare after realizing that Dare has continued to classify the mission on her own. Eventually back in the city, the Rookie is assisted by the Superintendent Virgil, the city's maintenance AI, and the Rookie receives a distress call from Dare and locates her in the city's underground tunnels. So the two reach to the supernatural data core, which possesses information or something on the Covenant is looking for underneath the city inside the core. They eventually discover that a Covenant engineer that is combined with a superintendent onto itself. Dare explains that the engineers are biological supercomputers that have been enslaved by the Covenant, and once they found wishes to defect the humans with the engineers' information and the Covenant combined the superintendent's data, Dare's mission changes from downloading the superintendent's data to escorting the alien safety. So the Rookie and Dare and the engineer reunite with Buck and fight their way out of the city until they're reunited with the rest of the squad. As they fly away in the hijacked dropship, the squad eventually watches the Covenant ship destroy Numbabasa as it exclaves a massive alien artifact. So in the epilogue, this takes place about 1 month later after the events of the campaign. The ODST squad has been keeping up guard over the engineer Sergeant Major Avery Johnson. When he arrives informing the engineer, he attends to ask it everything he knows about the Covenant and on what they are looking for. Hating the Covenant as much as the humans do, the engineer lights Johnson's cigar in a sign of agreement, and if the campaign is completed on the legendary difficulty level, a scene shows the Prophet of Truth overseeing the evacuation of the Forerunner artifact buried underneath the superintendent's data core, and thus how it ends. What a really interesting concept and plotline for this. I mean, it was a really good and well-made made game. Although I really have to say that some people really didn't like this one, but of course this is actually a pretty interesting game. I mean, the gameplay is a lot different. Like, it's not like you're playing as Master Chief. It's quite different. I mean, well, the enemies in that are like from taking like Halo free graphics and stuff, but I never expected it to. I was expecting it to be like kind of the graphics used from Halo 2 or something. So, in all due reality, I really thought that ODST, I mean, it was an interesting game, although it's not really the same as, playing as the Master Chief. I mean, you don't jump as high as the Chief does, you move quickly as the Chief does. And, I mean, there's some stuff that they limit on the ODST when you play as them, the people saying what you can and can't do. It pretty much limits what you are able to do and not. I mean, that's honestly one of the disappointing things of ODST. But I mean, I still like the plot line and the concept. No, don't get me wrong. I really thought it was enjoyable with the plot line, everything about it. But I mean, of course, the game does have its flaws, which of course, a lot of games, a lot of games and movies do have their flaws. So that is definitely one of them. So, anyways, with that being said, and that being the case, I personally really thought this was a pretty awesome story reline for it, although it does have, some limits of what you can and can't do as the, ODST members, but I personally thought it was a really neat plot line. So, I personally thought it was good. It was a good game, but it is pretty interesting. So, anyways, I guess with that being said, and with that being the case, it's pretty interesting. So, anyways, I do want to say right now that it's a pretty good game. I personally like it, although it does have, flaws and stuff, but I personally thought it was a really interesting game. But although I know it does have its flaws, but I mean, what can you give it? So, anyways, with that being said, I personally recommend this game for anybody who's a Halo fan, and for anybody who is into gaming like myself, I highly recommend you check out this game. So, with that being said, and that being the case, I'm going to sit here and just say this is just my own opinion, my own personal opinion on this game. If you disagree with me, that's fine too. Like, if you dislike it, this game, that's fine. If you like it, that's fine too, because I respect your opinion. So anyways, I guess with that being said, and that being the case, What did you guys personally think of this, game? Did you enjoy it? Did you not? Also, what you have done personally to help make this game a lot better? Leave me know what your thoughts are down in the comments below, because I personally would like to hear what you all think. I'm the Lion Queen. I want to thank you so much for watching today's video. And if you're new to my channel, feel free to leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you're new. Ring a bell for notifications to when I upload, so that way you guys will not miss an upload. And as always, I'll be seeing you guys all in the next video. I don't know when I will do, Halo Reach or the 5th Halo game review for Shadows and Pretties, but I will try my best to get to that in the future of Shadows and Pretties. So anyways, I'll be seeing you all in the next video. Peace out, and like always, I'll see you all next time.